Recording in progress.
Alright everyone, welcome back. This is our cardio class. We'll be starting right away. Had a little technical difficulties, but I think those are resolved. Let's go ahead and start with our warm-up. Okay, so we're gonna just start by looking left to right. Doing a good warm-up. Nonetheless, I don't want to eliminate the warm-up because we're running a little bit shorter on time. Just want to make sure we follow through. Up and down. I think we still had some folks out of town over the weekend, so I think we'll have some lower attendance today in our live session. Let's do our next circles. Hi Olivia, buenos días.
Buenos días, Julián.
Buenos días. Disculpe los problemas de la computadora.
Todo bien, Julián.
Next circles. Switch. Yeah, there's some mornings that are just rushed, and when I turn on my laptop, it turns on smoothly and there's no issues, and you know, I just relax instantly. And then there's other mornings like today where I get home with about 15 minutes to spare, so I think I have time for my coffee, and you know, I could relax a little bit, play with Julian for a little bit, and then I go and turn on the computer and there's no link to the Zoom class, and I'm like, oh no. So today was one of those. Let's do single arm windmills. If you hear a humming or a buzzing, that's my fan. It's already a little warm in here, and I'm already sweating just by putting on the Zoom link. Reverse. Let's go ahead and switch. So, other arm. Reverse. Alright, let's go ahead and do trunk rotation, so left to right. Turn left to right here. Let's go ab circles, hinge at the hip, pump, go back. Alright, let's go with big hula hoops. So yeah, so if you're in my classes today, you know that Mondays are typically one of the more intense days anyway, so don't worry, you're gonna get plenty of burnt calories today. You guys watch the World Cup yesterday? I think Ramon, you watched it, right? Switch. Ramon, you watched the World Cup? See?
I recorded it, and because of the overtime, the recording didn't show the end of it.
Oh, okay.
But I caught it on the news.
Let's do our hip openers. Yeah, it was, I don't know, not that I just wasn't really rooting for anyone. I guess I was rooting for Spain a little bit, but I don't even want to say that I'm a fan because I think I was just rooting for them more, or in general, because just the way the whole tournament was going. And I could say that going into it, I was probably rooting for the US, of course, and then maybe I just grew up from the 90s with like Brazil and Argentina back in the day, Italy too, but Italy didn't make it, and let's do our quad stretch. But yeah, and so I was kind of rooting for Argentina, and then I didn't like that some of the calls were going, and just throughout the tournament I just started turning against Argentina and rooting for like teams like France, which to start off I wasn't really rooting for France, and then towards the end I liked how they were playing, and I was rooting for them. But yeah, I just it was kind of wild seeing all the statistics that Spain was just trying to score, and they kept the Argentine goalie was pretty good. And then Argentina wasn't just doing anything. They were just kind of hanging out, and so it wasn't the most exciting game. Let's go ahead and slide our hands down our ankles. Drop down. Very good. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start with the workout. So, as always, these movements that we're going to go and do, we're going to be doing rounds of 4 or 5 different exercises. We're going to go for 50 seconds. This is week 9. So we are approaching, that semi-final week of school. It's been a pleasure. I know we've had some new folks in here, but we can't stop just because we're approaching the end. So we'll start off with the lighter movements. And then as the workout progresses, we'll add a little bit more intensity in there. But yeah, we should be getting plenty of burnt calories today. Okay, so again, I'm gonna keep on going for 50 seconds of work. If that 50 seconds is a little bit too much for you, then what I want you to do, what I want you to do is to either try 30 or 40 seconds, okay? So let's at least try to match one of those. Alrighty, so with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and start with cross knees, high knees, okay? If we're ready, let's go ahead. Those are gonna be right here. Cross knees, high knees, okay? Ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. This is not too bad. From here, we're gonna go into heels to opposite glute. And we'll do some hooks, some side step jacks, and some curtain closers. So not too challenging. Still gets the heart pumping, gets the joints moving. Well, now I have nothing really excited to look forward to after these classes. The first month of the tournament was cool because right after these classes, I would just rush to my couch and hang out for a few hours and watch games and time. Alright, so just side step, or these heels are gonna be next in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. So here, heels to opposite glute. Remember, you can always incorporate the arms too if you like. Yeah, so now it's time to watch the Dodgers or my Formula One racing. I'm thinking of maybe start to follow a soccer team, like a European soccer team or maybe MLS, but I feel like every team now has some or league has a contract with the cable network, so you have to like, it just costs so much more money to watch sports now. It wasn't like that 20 years ago. And time. Okay, so the next are hooks. So we're gonna punch low and come up, and then punch low. So we're gonna be right here. Okay, you're gonna figure obliques a little bit. 3, 2, 1, and go. Fifteen more seconds. Three, 2, 1, time. All right, we have our side step jacks. That's gonna be right here. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Three, 2, 1, time. All right, crane closer, so punch and pull right here. Okay, this is our number 5, so we'll take a 90 seconds rest after this one. 3, 2, 1, go. Make sure you're training your hips. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. All right, grab some water. Right, 2 minutes rest. All right, so this one, you got the opposite reach. So this is gonna be, we're here, here, so just reaching, switching over. Okay, we're doing that. Then we have high knee march or high knee progression. So 15 seconds here, 15 seconds skip, and then 15 seconds run. Okay. After that, we have butt kickers or running in place. Okay, so you could do either. If we're doing butt kickers, what I would do is put your hands behind your back and just tap, or you could just go a little bit faster here. And if that seems like too much, then I just want you to run in place, okay? But ideally, we want to do this because that's gonna activate your hamstrings a little bit more, okay? Then we have skater jumps. So that's here, here, just going back and forth. It's a little bit weight bearing on your legs. Heisman shuffle. 1, 2, 3, knee drive. 1, 2, 3, knee drive. Okay, and then we have bunny hops. Okay, bunny hops like we're doing jump ropes. We still have 30 seconds. Right. We have 2 more weeks of summer, and then it's back to 2 days a week. So, did anyone notice or track to see if they lost a little bit of weight over the summer compared to the spring or the fall? I lost a little bit of weight, but I don't know if it's due Josefina or Ramon, or you did? Yeah, I did. I lost maybe 6 or 5 pounds compared to the spring. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. But I don't know if it's because I'll say that at least 2 or 3 pounds from these classes every day, because the training that I've been doing with the running hasn't been much different from the spring. I have been running in the sun a little bit more, or in the heat, but I've also been eating a little bit more. Had a lot of birria, tacos, and quesadillas yesterday. Now you're moving faster than me, Josefina. I can't keep, you're like this. Can't keep up. 3, 2, 1, time. All right. We have our high knee progression now, okay? High knee progression. I'm gonna use my yoga mat for these because sometimes they do irritate my feet. So, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. So just high knee march. For 15 seconds here. Skip. So now you're off your heels. And run. Three, 2, 1, time. All right. So the next one is our butt kickers or running in place. Okay, so that's the one that I told you, hands here. We're gonna go back here, okay? We'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. And if that's too much, remember you could run in place. And if that's too much, you could just do a kickback. But ideally, you want a little bit more activity. Slow it down a little bit. The calves are getting tired. We have 15 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. All right. Oof. We have our Heisman now, okay? So Heisman is the side skip with the knee drive. Calves got a little tight. I don't know if it was my calves or my hamstrings. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. So skip, 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 knee drive. Skip, 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 knee drive. Keep going. 20 more seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Bunny hops or calf raises next. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. So these are just like jump ropes. Just on your toes. You don't want to be on your heels. Keep going. Got 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright. Time to rest, grab some water. Alright. So this is one of our more challenging series right now. This is a variation of squats and lunges. Okay. So this is going to be plyometric switch. So this one we're just going, you could do walking, so you just go here, reset, and go to the next leg. Okay? Or what you could do is lunge, come back and switch. Okay, we're just switching, but I do want you to do both legs. Okay, then we have pop squats. So pop squats, you could start here and then come. Keep your torso upright. Okay, pop squats. Then we have our inchworms. This is gonna be an inchworm with the leapfrog. Okay, so you're gonna go inchworm, come up, and then leapfrog, okay? Then you go back into a high plank, bring your feet, and then leapfrog, okay? So 2 movements there. We have sumo squat jacks for here. So squat and a jumping jack together. And then we have over the line. So a line on the floor. I want you to go over it, hopping over it left and right. Again, working the calves, but also your ankles too. All right, we start in 25 seconds. So we'll start soon. Alrighty. Ready with the lunges? I'm gonna do just switch lunges. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Go some here, come back. And if the bending is too much, you could just go static here, okay? But ideally, if we could do these, let's go ahead and focus on those. Five more seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Ooh, slow down on that last one. All right. We have our pop squats next. Ready? Pop squats. 3, 2, 1, go. Seconds in. We're at 30 seconds. $40. And 50. Right, next is our inchworm to our leapfrog. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1. So remember, you crawl into a high plank, come your feet to them. Once you're here, leapfrog. Okay. 30 more seconds. Five, four, three, two, one. Time. All right. We have our squat jacks. Okay. We'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. So we're here. Twenty more seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, we have our bunny hops, lateral jumps. Whew. Ready? So over the line, bunny hops. 3, 2, 1, and go. So here, here. Oh, I'm dripping sweat down my face. Keep it going. 10 more seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. All right. Grab some water. Okay. Alright, this last set is just going to be 3 movements, okay? Reverse lunge kick, 30 seconds on each side. And we have jumping jacks. And then we have toe taps. So you find a line on the floor and you alternate, okay? We'll be doing those. You folks sweating? Josefina, are you sweating? Yes, okay. Josefina's sweating. Gloria, are you sweating? Olivia, Ramon. Alright. What's the temperature?
Little bit going.
Yeah.
If
Good.
I wasn't breathing so hard, I could answer you.
Yep, it's
No,
70.
Olivia ya se durmió. Olivia.
Oh, Josefina's asleep?
Ah,
Alright, here we go. Just 3 movements on this one, and then we'll take a little break before our next class. Alright, so ready? Reverse lunge kick, 30 seconds on each side. 3, 2, 1, go. So here, and kick. If we can't do the kick, just do the lunge and step back, okay? The kick just adds a little bit of balance to it. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Relax. We'll start on the other leg in 3, 2, 1. Go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Whew. I think this is the most I sweated all summer besides my running. Alright, jumping jacks. We'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Remember, if we can't do jumping jacks, you could go back and do the side step jacks too, okay? Twenty more seconds. Come on, Josefina. Keep it going. You were beating me earlier. 3, 2, 1, time. Alright, and the very last one before we finish here, it's just going to be our toe tap. So find a line on the floor. I have the edge here with my yoga mat, and I'm just going to go back and forth. Okay. Whew. I'm going to drink water. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Last one. Fifty more seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Very good. 230 calories right now. Good job. High five. How are you feeling, Gloria? Okay. Josefina, Ramon, Olivia. Good job. Good. Yeah, I'm like drenched right now. Whew.
Todos estamos escurriendo.
Yeah. All right. So, for those of you coming back at 10, I'll see you in a little bit. Just try to stretch out, and we have some core and posture work right now. So, I'll see you folks in a little bit. All right, guys.
Okay, buddy.
All right, folks. See you soon.